The big question is, can you self-manage from a distance or should you hire a property manager? I'm Kelly Davis, here to talk about how we personally self-manage our property. We have a property in Gulf Shores, Alabama right now. We are licensed realtors in Alabama and also Illinois, and Dave specializes in short-term and investment financing for investors. So let's dig in today on this topic. This is a topic I get a lot. The biggest reason that we chose to self-manage is purely profit. Pros and cons here are just that you're going to make more profit. A lot of property managers take 20%. That ranges anywhere from 10 to 30%. But you will have more profit and you will have more control over your pricing and your guests. So anyway, here's kind of what we are going to be talking about today: pros and cons, connections that are going to be needed for you to be able to make this work, and tools and systems that we use to make it work to manage our properties from afar. So first of all, we're doing this for profit is the main reason. If you want to be completely hands-off, there are definitely property management companies you can use, and you maybe just won't cash flow at all or very much each year, but that's okay. Sometimes it's better to just be able to be hands-off. So you need to go with whatever works with your season of life, what works best for you and your family, and as you're digging into the numbers. So today we're talking about self-management and what things we do need to have in place for that. So step one is boots on the ground. You're going to need somebody that can help you out with when there's problems around the area. For example, a cleaning company, that's like your number one. Now, when you find a property that is in a large vacation market, such as Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, one of the big beach markets, Panama City Beach, Gulf Shores, Myrtle Beach, like those areas likely have cleaning companies in place that do this as their primary business. And what that means is they are prepared for doing turnovers same day within like a 10 to 4 o'clock time window. They provide a lot of times the linens, they will provide the little shampoos and all of the little coffees and things like that you want to have left behind for a great guest experience. So you need to find a great cleaning company. If you're looking in a little micro market, maybe just a small lake that's an hour from your current house, and a smaller market, it's maybe not necessarily just a big vacation market, you would probably have to do a little bit more work on that end, finding someone you can trust that can provide those things, or you can ship them down and keep them in some form of owner's closet or locked away or sent to the cleaner company's house. And then they can use those things each time to refill at each turnover. So those are a couple of things to consider. You're also going to need a handyman, maintenance type of person. Things are going to come up, just know that. You might need yard service. You might need garbage service, somebody to just literally pull the garbage cans to the road and back. You're going to need pool service if there's a private pool. We've also had to call an HVAC company to work on air conditioning and plumbing. But to be honest, a lot of that is exactly like it is at home. I'm not doing my own plumbing here, so I'm going to call a plumber, right? So it's the exact same thing. The guest calls you and says, hey, my toilet's plugged. What do I do? And you call up a local plumber, or you call your maintenance person and have them run over, take a peek, and help them out, just as you would at your own house. So it's not really that big of a deal that it's at a distance. You're still literally just making a phone call. So that's a big plus. That made me feel a lot better realizing that. Okay, so let's move on quickly here to platforms. So you're going to need to market your property so people know it exists, right, to come for a vacation. The two biggest ones you've probably heard of, Airbnb and Vrbo. These are the easiest way to get started. You just pop them up there. There's all kinds of little tips and tricks you can learn to really increase your viewing on their algorithms. But yeah, so you'll definitely just want to pop on those two. There's also the option of doing direct bookings, or maybe you're just buying your property as a second home and you just want to fill it here and there, and you just want to do that with friends and family. That's totally fine. You can run it on your own as well. But Airbnb and Vrbo do provide an excellent opportunity to reach people that are searching to go on vacation in your little area. So that's a big plus. All right, next we are going to move into channel managers, also known as property management systems. So this is not necessarily a must if you're just using Airbnb and Vrbo. You could get away with just using one of those or not attaching them to one of these property management systems, but I think it's a big plus. We use Hospitable. the first one listed down here. Hospitable, OwnerRez is a common one, and Guesty for hosts. So my experiences with Hospitable, I use that because the auto messaging system is great. So it's like the central hub, and you have, this is your central hub. Then off of here, you have Airbnb and Vrbo, and then you have a pricing system going into it. So your pricing system tells Hospitable what you want to be priced at, and then it spits it out to the two different sites. And then if they book, it'll send it back here and block the calendar and make sure that they block the calendar here so that there aren't double bookings going on places. Also, it sends out messages. So when somebody books from here, it sends a message to Hospitable. Hospitable blocks off the calendar on the other site, and it will send out an automatic welcome message. So I love the messaging part of it. We have welcome messages, we have first morning message, we have how's your stay message, and we have what to do before it's time to leave message at the end of their stay as well. So I really enjoy it for the messaging capabilities. Now, OwnerRez might be a great option if you want to do more direct booking. They have a little bit more opportunity there where you can put in your own leases and take security deposits and things like that. So definitely another great option. We may consider that at some point as well. So that is your channel managers. And then last but not least, pricing. So dynamic pricing tools. This is how you know how to price properties. And I was pretty shocked by this, but in the vacation market in Gulf Shores, you're going to have really low pricing in the winter, and you might even get a snowbird coming in for January, February, and you could give them a monthly rate. Then it's maybe, our place is a 4-bedroom, sleeps 11. So in a lot of those winter kind of days and off season, it's like $150, $250 a night. But these pricing tools are so cool. They know what events are going on in the area. They know what holidays are happening, what days the fluctuations should be happening when you may not even know, like, why are they pricing that one so high? And then you figure out later, oh, there's this huge event that people are coming into town for. I can make more money on that weekend. So ours actually goes up to, I think, in the 700s on some of our high season nights. So June and July in Gulf Shores are 100% booked for us, and they are $600 to $750 per night. And that is all based on your price labs. So Beyond Pricing is another option. It's just another site, very similar, but they charge a percentage instead. So I found Price Labs to be a better price. And then you could and should also be doing manual comps. You may find occasionally Price Labs overshoots a little bit, or maybe they're capping you a little too low, and you really think based on some of the other local comps, which is just going through Airbnb and clicking on your neighbors and seeing what they're charging for different weekends and such. And then you can adjust accordingly. So that's kind of how the pricing tool works. And the pricing tool feeds into Hospitable, which goes out to all of your sites. So I love how that's all connected in one spot. On top of that, our cleaning company uses resortcleaning.com, and that is a cleaning calendar for them, so they know when the turnovers are. And anytime a guest books, it sends a note to Hospitable. Hospitable tells Resort Cleaning, hey, there's cleaning. And then the cleaning company gets a notification of a request for a clean, and they can't accept it. Then you know that the cleaning company knows it's happening, which is really awesome. So I do love that our cleaning company uses that. That is all I'm going to cover today as what you need to be doing for self-managing. So that's a quick little overview of the little things you need to do. You just need to know things are going to go wrong. It's expected. Things go wrong at your own house too. Everything will be fine. Things will get broken. Things will get fixed. And so just go ahead and go with the flow. If you feel like you can handle that, it's awesome. The amount of time it's taking is really just a message here and there. And I take extra care on turnover days to make sure that I'll check the door lock and say, oh, it looks like the cleaning company made it at this time. We should be fine. And then I'll check it a little later. Okay, it looks like our guest that was coming after 4 p.m. got in okay. Sometimes they call me if they're having trouble with the door lock. They will usually send just messages through the Hospitable and Airbnb messaging systems and let me know that they got in, or there's some issue going on, or they can't figure out how to work the thermostats, little things like that. But honestly, it hasn't been very time consuming at all. So I could definitely take on a number of properties without it impacting my life too much, I feel like. So reach out if we can help you in any way. Like I said, Dave is a specialist in financing, and he can do lots of different states around the country. So we'd be happy to help you with that. Or if you happen to be in the Gulf Shores market, we can help you personally with finding a property. So take care. Hope this was helpful.